Hello, Mr. Erickson. Nice to meet you. I am Julia from my family. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Now we are going to interview you and learn more about you and your business. Are you ready?
I am very ready.
Oh.
Absolutely.
So first of all, congratulations. I am honored to be here and speak with you today. And let's start with the questions. What's the name of your store and where is it?
We are a cold spot for healthy pets, and we are located in Fairbanks, Alaska. I did a little bit of research, and I wanted to compare Alaska to Italy. And so Alaska is actually 5 times the size. So it's 5 times bigger than Italy completely as a country. And we actually have 61.5 million less people.
Oh,
So you are heavily populated, but we have a lot of land mass.
yes. I don't know what's better, honestly.
I'm not even sure. I don't know. I don't know either.
Right? Personally, I do not like people, so I would love to be,
Okay.
very big land with less people,
Very good.
Roughly, how big is your store and how many employees are there?
Our store is, we occupy about 30,000 square feet. That's about 2,800 meters squared. And we actually have 22 full-time employees.
What year did the business get started?
The company was actually started in 1986 by our current owner, Connie Cordes. Actually, the business started in a bedroom, if you can believe that.
In a bedroom?
Yes, it
Well,
was an idea, and she literally started the company out of her house. It was actually a really cool story.
yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, actually. It takes a lot of, a lot of courage and a lot of creativity to start something in your own house, especially. And what about your story, the story about the company and how you got involved and how the story evolved through time?
Okay, so like I said, back in 1986, Connie was a recreational musher. And so that's dog racing, all right, or dog sledding, if you will. So that's very, very big up here.
Uh-huh.
And she was sitting around the dinner table with a few friends, and they were trying to figure out a way to formulate dog food, a specific high protein, high fat dog food for the dogs. And Connie is a very, very smart, she's just business savvy, right?
Right.
And so she reached out to a dog food manufacturer, and they formulated a dog food for her. And so what happened is that she bought a truckload, had it brought all the way up to Alaska, and that's what started the business. So they sold through that truckload, and the business began to evolve because folks were like, well, if I'm going to get my food there, can I get harnesses? Can I get dog sleds? Can I get all of these different types of things? So as it is true with many businesses, they evolved because their customers needed more products.
Right.
And so over the years, they've moved a couple of different times. So they moved out of the bedroom, they moved into a storefront, then they moved to a different location, and now we've been in this location since 2010. Over the years, again, we currently carry approximately 10,000 unique items in our POS directory, which means we're a pretty big store. You walk in here and we carry approximately 30 different brands of dog food, and then you can add every possible accessory you can ever imagine. My history is that I've been in customer service for a little over 40 years. But I've been in retail over 30 years. So I've been a manager for various companies. My last company that I worked for before I came to Cold Spot was Walmart. And so I ran really, really big stores for them. So I came on to Cold Spot in 2012. Connie and her husband, Mark, were looking for a general manager. And I was kind of done with my career. I needed something different. And so we hit it off very, very quickly. They're 2 of my personal friends. I absolutely love them and adore them. I love working for them. And so we hit off this relationship. And what I brought to the group was that I like to make things bigger. So I took what they had and I just multiplied it. So anyway, in the last 10 years, we've doubled our annual revenue. So we see hundreds of thousands of customers every year now. And we continue to grow. So we're very, very excited about how that all plays out. So
Yeah, I can see that you're speaking with a lot of pride about it. It's like nice, very nice to hear that and feel that you're giving me. That's cool. I mean, let's just say that change is like the key word of this whole experience. I see.
absolutely.
Like you changed your career path into some another sector, and
Mhm.
in the blink of an eye, she changed her whole life from a bedroom to a big store. That's awesome. That's really
Yes.
awesome what people can do with just ideas in mind and friendship. That's cool. That's so cool. Is there someone who taught you the secrets of the trade, like a mentor to you?
Back in Walmart, I had four people that were very, very influential in my life. I'll just mention their names: Mark Haberman, Jim Mohan, Tim Scott, and also Marlene Munsell. And all four of those people were supervisors for me, and they showed me the mechanics of the business, but they also showed me how to balance chaos and taking care of your people. And for me, taking care of your people is number one. You can sell anything, but if you don't have the right people and you're not taking care of them, it's irrelevant. Basically that business at some point will fail. But my current mentors are obviously Mark and Connie.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned, Connie is this very, very, she is fearless. And it's like the best way I can explain that. She looks at things, and if something doesn't work, she just simply throws it away and says, let's start something else. And so she has this almost sixth sense about her, that she just understands that this is the direction we need to go. And she's so wise. When she speaks, I feel like, okay, that was the missing part for me. That's exactly what I needed. And then you team her up with her husband, Mark, and Mark is an innovator. Mark can work with metal and wood, and he's like this guy that looks at something and he says, "That's good, but we need to make this better." When you put them both together, they really are a powerhouse couple that not only do I love them, but I admire them, and they just are so creative and innovative and strong together. It is something for me that has helped me go from a massive corporation to a mom and pop company, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and has shown me the inner workings of how to build a successful business on a much smaller scale, but to do it with a focus on community and doing the right things. So that's who's mentoring me right now. So
Wow. I have heard a lot of stories about mentors, but never like this. Like different people that complete each other and
mhm,
you know uh, build you in some way, build your mindset into something new. That's cool. I mean, she's the creative part, the courage, and he is the practical part. Like as
yes.
you said, they are very a unique person, like two in one. That's cool. That's very cool. If someone was planning to open their own store, would you have any advice for them?
Oh, yeah, that's a boy, what a great question. All of us as people, we've walked into a business and we thought as we walked out, I could do that better. And so I think that is a key component, is that you have to recognize that that was okay, but you know what? If I did it my way, it would be better. So I think you have to have the passion. Number two, I believe that you need to have people behind you, or a mentor, if you will, that helps guide you. I can give you an example. We had a funny little thing happen about 6 or 7 years ago, and we had a customer come into the store. They were asking a lot of different questions, and I gave them the time. I said, I walked them through kind of how we merchandise and kind of our cultural thoughts on how things need to look, and how we bring merchandise in and those things, because those are really not necessarily trade secrets. Those are things that are you could see that. So what was interesting, this individual went out and started her own pet supply store because she believed that she could do it better than we.
Hmm.
And it was interesting because we visited that store, and we kind of walked through. The location was very strange. It was hard to get to. There was no marketing or advertising for it. She thought that just because she opened the doors that people would just come rolling through the doors and she'd be rolling in money. She lasted for about 7 months. And then
Oh,
she closed the company, which was heartbreaking to me because I love when people boldly step into a new, into something new. But she didn't understand all the finite details, and she didn't want to be into it for the long run. We know that many small businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years. Well, she didn't even give it a full year, and she just couldn't understand how you make profit on you sell a bag of dog food and there's not a lot of profit in it. Well, you have to sell a lot of other things consistently to be able to make money. And so anyway, so I guess again, it's, just having somebody there who can say, hey, listen, you need to put a store here and not here, and helping to kind of direct on where to get the merchandise, proper markup, those different types of things. So, again, have the passion. That's a great thing, but make sure that you have the proper components and the people behind you to make sure that it's going to be a successful operation.
she was alone. So was she alone? Oh, so
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
alone in the whole process. Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
mean, sometimes you think for the better for yourself, but then maybe another opinion is best to have. That's
correct. And
mm,
believe me, she's incredibly intelligent, very, very knowledgeable in the animals that she cared for. But that doesn't necessarily always transfer into a successful business.
we chose your business because we want to reward the stores that always give all their best, showing the passion that you're showing me to me right now, and for what they do by taking care of their business and of the people, of course, of the customers. We
Mhm.
care about establishing a relationship of trust that can be long lasting. And I wanted to ask you actually, how did you learn about our brand, about My Family?
Back in 2016, me and my team, we went to something called Super Zoo. It's a massive pet forum. So there's like 1,200 different vendors from,
Mhm.
worldwide. Um, and anytime we go to those, our whole goal is to find 2 or 3 solutions to problems. And so one of the interesting things that we had was that pet tags are a very, very important aspect of pet ownership, right? And because if we're going to own them, we want our name on them. That's
Right?
kind of the way it goes, right? And
Yeah.
and so anyway, so the old machine that we had actually required that one of our employees would actually take the information, have to type it in, and it was about 3 minutes per tag,
Mm,
and we were selling thousands.
mm.
So when you have an employee just quite literally doing pet tags, you can be making good money until you figure out what the labor is involved in that. And so the profitability becomes very, very small. I wanted something where a customer could walk up and do it themselves. Then my team could take care of other customers while the customer is doing what they wanted to do.
Mhm.
And so we couldn't find any company. We had called around and nobody would sell us a machine. They just said you can lease the machine and then you have to buy the tags. So for us, I was like, there's got to be a way. So we're down at Super Zoo, and we have the head of our purchasing team is Jane Clausway. She is one of the most creative powerhouses that I've ever worked with in my entire career. She could outperform probably some of the best buyers with Walmart, and I'm not kidding. She is self-taught. She is incredibly intelligent, and she has this eye for things. So we were getting pretty close to wrapping up our tours, and she said, she saw something in down one of the aisles. So she goes down this aisle, she turns around and says, come here. So lo and behold, we walk up to the My Family spot. I got to remember their names. So Daniel Stopnicki was there,
Yes.
Valeria Farr, and then also Alberto Treviso.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And we were instantly impressed. The display was beautiful. It was simple, but it was beautiful. But when I'm looking at the tags, I'm like, this is really, really high end. Anything that comes out of Italy is beautiful. It is so innovative. I'll tell you, your culture is amazing, because I knew that it was going to be quality, but I knew second, it was going to be able to take some abuse. if that makes any sense. So it's well
Mm-hmm.
built. We basically contracted, and I think the first machine we got was a Tekla,
Mm-hmm.
and that machine did very, very well for us.
Mm-hmm.
And just earlier this year, and we've been working with Alberto and Valeria the whole time. They're down in Florida, obviously, so they're
Yes.
about 5,000 miles away. So it's quite the jaunt, right? Anyway, it was time for us to upgrade the machine, and the new machine had just come out. And so we reached out to Alberto. We were like, what can you guys do for us? He said, well, I'll tell you what, draw out for me what you want as your display. And so he gave me the basic parameters. He actually flew back to Italy to ensure that it was built,
Mm-hmm.
made sure that it was flown to Florida. And then Alberto flew up to Alaska, set up the display, set up the machine, and trained my entire team. And I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you, that type of customer service does not exist anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have not, I was impressed that first day, but my family is not good. They're not great. They are the best. It doesn't get any better. So our display, from what Alberto has told me, is the largest display in all of North America. We sell hundreds of thousands of dollars in pet tags every year. Our customers love them. The quality and the continued variety that is brought out, it's unmatched. And so for us, we feel like we're a really, really good company. But to be able to team up and to have a vendor partner like My Family, it really is something that's very, very special to us. And our whole team appreciates and loves you guys. And so please know that those three people were such great advocates for the company. And everything that they have done for us has been nothing less than just top notch.
That is so heartwarming, because I know Alberto and Valeria, like, I already met them, I already spoke to them, and they're such lovely people. Daniel as well, so they
Yes.
deserve all the love of this world. And I know that they work very hard for everyone, everything, all the time. So I'm very happy that you are happy with the service My Family gave you. This is what really gives us the strength to go on. It's like the customer service that we give, that we want to be different from anyone else. We want to stand out, and that's what Valeria and Alberto and Daniel did. So the next question, about teamwork. We have talked about teamwork as so far. Do you have any kind of winning advice or strategy that you would like to share with those who are watching us? Like, for example, how do you maintain harmony in the team, or do you have a strategy that helped you during difficult times?
Yeah, I think that our strength is purely our team. The team that we currently have, I would put against anybody. And the reason I say that is that the way that I approach leadership is I don't need to micromanage people. I need them, if I can do a good job of helping them see what I see, and then helping them understand what the customer expects, I think that we can find solutions that make the store better. And so, we have weekly team meetings where my entire management team, supervisors and managers, and it's an open forum. We are able to communicate in ways that, and sometimes it's pretty raw. It's like, hey, listen, this is not working.
Mhm.
So I have to kind of go back to what Connie has always taught me, is that if it's not working, stop doing that. Get
Mhm.
rid of that and bring
Mhm.
in the innovative thoughts and processes of your team. If they're the ones that are doing the job, they're the ones that are frustrated. They're the ones that are having some of the success.
Right.
And if there's things that I can do to help kind of get rid of the problematic parts of their job by making it easier or making it more fun, then I've done my job. And so for me, I believe that it's, even though I might be the top guy, really it works just the opposite. Everybody that's on that front line is far more important than my job itself. I have to support them from below and to make sure that they have what they need. If there are problems, then we have to find quick solutions. And if we do that properly and we do that consistently, what we have is that we'll have further future growth. And I think my favorite part is that you're developing people that may not have been able to believe in themselves at one point, but all of a sudden they are formed and they're invigorated and they're given value. And when those types of things happen, it is beautiful to sit back and watch somebody who may have been hired as a cashier, but ultimately is now a supervisor who oversees maybe 5 or 6 people, and then they're able to pour into those people, and maybe they never would have been given that chance, but because we provide an environment of growth and nurturing and caring and discipline, of course, and if we can do that properly, we continue to set that culture where it can be passed on and on and on. And what it does, it gives the company sustainability into the future. So
Of course, because the company is based on people, after all.
right,
It's not about products, just products.
exactly.
That's great. That's really great because, that's something also you cannot find easily in any job. Before my family, I've been working in another sector as well, like in tourism, and I was
Right.
working on the cruise ships, and the environment there was really horrible. It was terrible. People were treated like numbers, and
Mhm.
now, being part of a good environment like your store, and like my family as well, because I am really happy here. It really makes the difference in the way you work, and that's
Yes.
great. That great news to hear. About your path or business, is there anything that you're particularly proud of, or and how does it make you stand out from your competitors? But I think the answer to that is your team, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And
Yes.
I would just kind of rehash that. You know, we are the store is located right across the street from Petco,
Hmm.
which is a
Very.
very, very large pet supply company. They
Right.
have 1,400 stores. And we hold our own against them, which I'm very, very proud of. We're also right down the street from Walmart, from Fred Meyer's, from Safeway, from all of these very, very big box retailers, right?
Right.
And so again, what makes us unique? I think we're better stocked. I think we're friendlier. I think we're cleaner. I think that there's a lot of things that we can do better than the corporations can, because I think what you said was absolutely spot on. Because when you talk about the bigger companies, in many ways, they treat people like numbers.
Right.
And when people feel like they're treated like almost cattle, or or they don't have value, they're not going to pour any type of extra passion into what they do. But you create again an environment that is absolutely beneficial to the human spirit, and for us to grow and to nurture and to appreciate and to respect each other. Wow,
Mm-mm.
just let it
Right.
happen.
Mm-mm.
Like I said, when people understand that Petco's right across the street, I just say, don't feel bad for us, feel bad for them, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because I believe that we're doing things better. So
This reminds me of something that our boss, the CEO of my family says,
mhm,
like is Alessandro Borgese. In Italian, the phrase he always says is "Squadra che vince non si cambia." This means you don't have to change a team whose team members are perfect. Like
yeah,
if the team wins, you don't change the team members. That's
right.
something that he always says, and it reminds me of this. And sadly, we have to make the last question. Do you have any plans in mind for the future? I'm very curious about it.
Currently, my wife and I are going to be purchasing Cold Spot. So there's
Wow.
about to be an ownership change. We've been working on it for a while now. We're not finalized yet. I really, really love this company. And for
I
this to
can
be
see that.
potentially my last job, if you would be a tremendous blessing. Mark and Connie have operated this company for 30 some odd years now, 36 years, and have done an unbelievable job. And they are moving on to their next chapter. They will always be part of my life because I need their voice. I need their direction. I need their, just the relationship that we have.
Right.
And so that's the next step. Down the road, I've been asked, I've been approached to see if we wanted to create more stores. That could be possible. Do I think we could do it right now? I don't think I would want to do it right now, but
Mhm.
in 5 years, if you were to ask me, I might have a different opinion. So anyway, so I think that we get the current processes in play. We still have lots of growth in where we're located.
Uh-huh.
So we can practically double our annual revenues right where we're at, which I believe will happen anyway. But again, down the road, with the right investors and the right team, I think that we could probably have some other stores. So
That's so cool. Wow.
yeah,
I mean, that was unexpected. Like, wow, you must really be proud of that. I mean, I wish the best of luck to you, the best that
thank
can
you.
come to you, because I already can see that you really, really love what you do. And I am 100% sure that whatever thing you will do next is gonna be awesome, really.
Well, thank you.
Even with that, no, that's no. I can see it. I can see people,
I
from their
appreciate that.
eyes. We wish also to continue this relationship with you, and maybe I will come and visit you one day.
Wow, that would be great.
Yeah, so that would be great. Less people, more land. That would
Yeah, yeah.
that would be so great. Anyway, thank you so much for taking part of this interview. I am sure your valuable experience will be truly inspiring for everyone who is watching us. And thank you again for being part of our big family. We are really honored and thrilled to have you in this journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and my
Thank
best to
you.
you and the rest of your team there. Please just pass on my appreciation. You guys are the best of the best. Don't stop doing what you're doing, and I'm looking for many, many more years working with you.
Thank you very much again. And I wish you a nice day, a
Thank you.
nice icy day. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Bye.